Have you ever been walking late at night, maybe near a river or a quiet moonlit street, and felt a sudden, unexplainable chill? Heard a sound on the wind that made the hairs on your arm stand up? In Mexico and all across Latin America, that sound has a name: La Llorona, the weeping woman. Her story is one of the oldest and most terrifying ghost stories in the Americas, a tale whispered from one generation to the next. The most common version begins hundreds of years ago, with a woman of breathtaking beauty named Maria. She lived in a small village, and her beauty was so great that men would travel just for a glimpse of her. But Maria had eyes for only one: a wealthy, handsome nobleman who rode into town on a magnificent horse. He was captivated by her, and against all odds they fell in love and were married. For a time their life was perfect. They had 2 beautiful sons, and Maria felt like her life was a dream. But dreams, as we know, can turn into nightmares. The nobleman was a man of the world. He loved to travel, to carouse with his wealthy friends, and soon the simple life with Maria and their children began to feel small. He started leaving for longer and longer periods. When he did return, he paid little attention to Maria, saving his affection only for his sons. Maria's heart, once full of love, began to fill with a toxic mix of jealousy and despair. She saw how he adored the children, and a dark, twisted thought began to grow in her mind. Maybe, just maybe, if the children were gone, his love would return to her. One evening, she saw him riding in a carriage with a beautiful, younger, aristocratic woman, and in that moment something inside her snapped. Consumed by a blinding rage and grief, she took her 2 little boys down to the river. In her madness, she drowned them. But as their small bodies were swept away by the current, the horror of what she had done crashed over her. She ran along the riverbank, her hands outstretched, screaming their names into the darkness. Ay, mis hijos, mis hijos. They say her grief was so profound that she refused to eat or sleep, wandering the riverbank day and night, growing thinner and more ghost-like with each passing hour, until she finally collapsed and died right there on the shore. When her spirit arrived at the gates of heaven, she was asked a simple question: "Where are your children?" And because she couldn't answer, she was denied entry. She was damned to walk the earth, trapped between the living and the dead for all eternity. So now she wanders, a tall, slender figure in a flowing white gown, her face hidden in shadow. She haunts rivers, lakes, and lonely roads, forever searching for the children she lost. Her mournful cry, "Ay, mis hijos," echoes through the night, a sound that warns children to stay indoors and causes even the bravest adults to quicken their pace. They say if you hear her close, she's actually far away. But if her wail sounds distant, she might be right behind you.